Okay, so me again. The next exercise we're going to learn is to try and release your hips. It's a common problem when we ride, particularly as we're doing more challenging stuff, that we grip with our hips. We weaken our core usually, and that causes us to use other stronger dominant muscles rather than our core to help stabilise our bodies while on the horse and when we're riding, particularly if we're having a schooling session. So these exercises, or the next one, is aimed to help release your hips. Now, if you get very, very tight in your hips, another little tip is to have a spiky ball, because it's often the hip flexors that get really tight. So you can lay on your tummy to help release these muscles, particularly after riding, you get really sore. So you can help to release any tension and any overactivity and tightness in your hip flexor muscles just by rolling around on a spiky ball. Okay, so that's a little extra tip. And if you do that before you do this exercise, you're going to have a lot more benefit of this particular exercise. Okay, so back to our neutral spine position, which I taught you in the first exercise. Neutral pelvis, hands on pelvis, heel of hand, fingertips level with the floor. Make sure your head, chin and forehead are parallel to the floor as well and not poked up or down. So we're just lengthening the back of the neck, our shoulders are open, our knees are in line with our feet, which are hip distance apart, and our pelvis is, the pelvic bones are pointing up to the ceiling. We're going to take a band or maybe a dressing gown belt or maybe a scarf to do this exercise. And you're going to fold the knee, hooking each end of your band with the same hand on that side. Okay, now you can have this leg on the floor because that opens up that hip, but try and keep the pelvis in neutral. Now let your leg and your heel drop down so you're not carrying the weight of your leg. If you keep your leg up here, you've got the force of gravity acting on your leg, which makes this exercise a lot more challenging and will make your hip flexors and your quads really work hard, and that's what we don't want. So relax the heel down. Now the key of this exercise is to try and get some independent work, or use that leg freely and independently of the pelvis, just to help with our leg aids like we would if we were riding our horse. But at the same time, we're going to do some nice circular motions to try and free up the hip. So we're going to take a breath in through our nose, and as we breathe out, we're going to bring the leg, supporting it, to round towards the middle of our body. And then as we breathe out, we're going to gently allow the leg to roll out to the side, to circle out to the side. Inhaling to centre and exhaling away, keeping that pelvis nice and still. So you're engaging your core here, you're gently drawing in your lower belly towards your spine. And just nice and relaxed, keeping the rest of the body soft and open. Inhaling towards the centre and then exhaling away, keeping everything nice and still and stable. And then we can change direction, inhaling towards the centre and exhaling away. Again, keeping a nice stable pelvis. And you can do this about 5 to 10 times on each side in each direction.